Hey everybody, I'm Sarah Roberts. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Lucy, our changeling magus, who is currently going by the name Kyra and in disguise. We both use any pronouns.
Hi, I'm Jen. I go by she, her. I'll be playing Anthony Silverhorn, the cavern elf inventor. He goes by he, him, and his little pal Soon, who is a robot and soon goes by he, him as well.
Hello, everybody. I'm RJ. Today I'm playing Titus Valentine. We both go by he, him. He is a human ranger. I'm a menace.
Hello, everyone. My name is Robin, and I should be playing Annelisse, the half-elven bard. We both go by she, her.
And that leaves me. Hi, everyone. Today I will be your friendly neighborhood GM. My name is Satan, or less a vamp on the interwebs. I go by she, they, and then I also go by many pronouns in this game because I am the world. You're welcome. And so we're gonna do a quick recap of what happened last session. I forgot to write it, so let's see what my mind comes up with, right? And then we'll just jump straight right into it. So last week, our intrepid band of adventurers had come up with a loose plan to sneak into Xavier's hideout. And Kira, or Lucy, was successful in infiltrating the hideout by pretending to be a lost woman in need, a damsel in distress. And it worked, though Xavier was a little suspicious at first. And through a series of rolls, Kira, at the moment, now Kyra, before Lucy, they go by many names, was able to convince them that the party that was outside that had jumped the gun and canceled all of their plans and started attacking people were their ex-party members who betrayed her and took her stuff, and she straight up just decked Annelisse in the face and the gut. After many successful conversations, Titus was able to gain some information about his past. We saw a NPC from Lucy's past that came out of, well, the blue, kind of, really. And there was a small conversation between Anthony and, well, I'm not really sure what, that left him with a glowing green light within his chest and bent over in pain. After unsuccessfully not retrieving, unsuccessfully, after them being unsuccessful to retrieve Annalise's loot, they head back to the tavern, the roadside inn, and while the rest of the party goes up, Kyra, now with Xavier, sits down, has a nice conversation, asks a few questions, and learns a few things about his past. And now Kyra is ready to have another conversation with her group. And that's when we'll jump right in.
What do you mean your wife might still be alive?
Oh, well, long story. Xavier gave me some information in regards to a raven-haired beauty skilled with a sword that is now teamed up with the Versailles. She was always sweet on them. Would also explain why I lost track of her. She was the only one who could best me with a blade in school.
And do you think that just based on this general description that it's your wife?
It makes the most sense.
Okay.
Also, she goes by Julie, which is the name I called her when we were dating.
Hmm.
So yeah, possibility. About 70% sure it's her.
Do you even want to find her?
I don't know.
All right. Well, if you decide you do, we'll keep an eye out. All right?
Ah, I have a lot of things to figure out.
Right. I need more information out of Xavier. I'm going to stay here for a few days at least.
I need to make back the coin I just spent, so maybe I'll spend some time out in the woods hunting.
Good, I think the less you are seen with me, the better. He does think I hate you all.
Oh, but can there be like a thing in the market where we pass by each other and it's just that glare at each other as we walk past?
No. There is no market here. There's just
Next.
this in the general store, and a burnt down building. Which I'm going to try and prevent there being another one.
Fair play.
I think he's going after the general store next, so... What I'd like to do, if you can all stick to the plan this time, is get the general store owner out of there under the guise that her son was feeling ill and she had to go traveling. Keep her safe, and I'll say I took over watching the shop. That way when he comes back in for his fee, I'm there.
Could bring them back up the road to, Oh lords, what's the town Annelisse came from?
Ladros.
Ladros.
Well, I'm sure there is a possibility to transport them back to Ladros. I mean, maybe I could get word back to the serpents, and they could get somebody to meet them somewhere. But you'd have to convince them to do that. I mean, when someone is as scared as that, they will... It takes a lot to convince them to break out of that.
Not when their home is in danger and they have nothing else.
Yes, well...
Anyway, she owes us. And we still have to get back your loot.
But still, I mean, like, I would really, like my loot back. You know, like, maybe this time without you punching me in the face, because, like, come, it's my face. Like, it's like the main thing I use to make money and stuff, you know, apart from the loot, and, you know, maybe aim somewhere else next time.
And you're lucky that you didn't blow my cover, and that I was able to maintain it by punching you in the face.
Well,
You all promised me 5 hours, and you rolled in at 2.5. You could have gotten me killed, and I was right where I needed to be. So excuse me if I don't care about how your face feels right now. I'm happy my head is still attached.
well, perhaps next time we make a plan, we actually have a way of communicating instead of being like, hey, sit out here for 5 hours. I might be dead, might be alive.
Did you not get my note?
Well, we did, but your
See?
note also mentioned you were locked in a room. You know, you didn't exactly seem in a very safe situation.
Right where I needed to be.
Well, fine. Next time we make plan, we will follow it exactly.
Thank you.
So what is the plan this time?
I work in the shop and I gain more of his trust. Did you all happen to see where the loot was when you were in the cabin?
You gave me a horrible medicine, so no.
By the
That was
way, why
kinda
was your chest
restricted.
glowing?
Promise that I need to fulfill.
What is it?
You know I'm tangled up with the gods.
What did you do?
He kind of points towards Julian that's rolling around on the ground. I still have a promise to keep,
So Ganda's
and I'm
still
not
around?
keeping it. It's not gone. It's a new god, I suspect. And I've not been keeping my promise. Simple as that.
Well, next time you decide to speak to a god, try not to do it where others can see, okay?
I don't choose when they speak to me. They do it on their own accord. I'm religious, but not in the sense I actively seek them out.
Then be thankful that we were able to play it off as simple food poisoning or something else. Magic users are still at a premium here, remember?
Well, this isn't magic. This is
A glowing
more.
chest is not magic.
No, but
You don't think that they would see a connection to the gods when everyone else has lost their connections to their deities and patrons as something having to do with magic?
no, it's more. It's
You can't bluster your way out of this one, old man.
You can't. You're welcome. I saved your ass.
Thank you for the horrible medicine. Yes, I appreciate it.
Happy to do it again.
Please don't. It was terrible. and
I'll do what I
shocking.
have to keep you all alive. I hope you realize that.
I appreciate that. But I do need to keep my promise otherwise more.
Well, then keep your damn promise to everyone, including me. Good grief.
I just need a body for him.
Like a person? I could
Yeah,
get you
like-
one.
We
oh
could
my
do
god,
that,
no,
yes.
no. Like,
We
find me
buried
some
one.
armor. I know we did, but we're not going to do. I have lines in ethics, and that is crossing
I
the
really
line
don't
of
think you do.
ethic. I do.
No.
Yes. If I can yell at Jack for trying to blow up my lab when he was 5, I definitely will not cross the line of
That-
digging up a body.
I mean, that has nothing to do with ethics. That's keeping a child safe.
That's just common sense.
Yes.
I yelled at him quite a few times, but anyways, I'm not gonna dig up a body. I just need armor.
Well,
need...
you don't need to dig up a body. I can dig
Nobody's
up a body.
digging up bodies.
All right. No digging up bodies.
No digging up bodies.
And you, Lucy points at Titus, stay away from Ari.
What's up with the bard?
I know.
Do you?
Listen, as someone with the brightest of red hair that signifies who the fuck he is, messing with a bard, bards who are known to spread information, is probably on the lowest priority list on my table right now.
Ari's the one I tried to bring Annie back with. He betrayed us.
Ah. I think he just
Mhm.
shot up a couple of places on my priority list.
Stay away from him.
Still fairly low.
We'll be lucky if they don't put 2 and 2 together that I'm with you all. I'd rather not continue running for my life from the family.
That's fair.
But now, Lucy and her desires are dead. All right?
For now. While I'm out in the woods, anyone want anything? Boar, deer, mint,
Chocolates.
Mint.
chocolates. I'm not going into the jungle, my dear. There are no cacao beans out there.
You're resourceful. I'm going
No,
to
I
go
think
to bed. Xavier bought me a very nice room. I'll see you all in the morning.
Truffles. I could go hunting for truffles.
Do you have a dog or a pig?
Lucy pokes her head back in after walking out the door. Oh, and by the way, from here on out until we leave here, I'm mad at you all. Sorry.
Fair. No more, he calls that. No more icky medicine, whatever that was.
Annelisse, you look like you have a couple of statements.
Statements, more questions. That was a lot of information there. I am.
Where do you want us to start?
So you're married?
Oh, yes. I used to be. Sorry, this might take a while, and Titus will pull out a bottle of wine. Before I started my vengeance quest as on the run and a life of adventuring, I was a noble of Ilrun. The LaRue family, we had numerous trading routes going in and out of the city towards Nice and other big centers of trade. my wife, at the time, was part of the Sae family, who did a lot of shipping overseas. And, well, our families thought it best that we merge land and sea together to form one big trade union in marriage. Luckily for them, myself and their only daughter, Julie, we'll call her for now. It wasn't a romantic sort of love, it was platonic. We enjoyed each other's company, we didn't see anything wrong with the marriage. Basically grew up together, schooling, dueling, dating at some point or another. Honestly, we got married by the government first. The actual wedding ceremony was just that. During the reception, during the toast, some things went awry. Great big tragedy, really. Took a sip of wine. Blacked out immediately. Woke up with one arm and the bodies of my loved ones strewn around me.
I wasn't expecting that.
Annelisse, make a lore roll for me to recall knowledge.
Maybe I was. See. That is a dirty 20.
As the names of these families start popping up, you get a few tugs in your memory. As a bard, you have gone around, you have gathered information, you have spread information. And that's one of the reasons that you decided to join in with the serpents, and they decided to take you on, because gathering and spreading of information was very valuable to them and would give them an advantage on what people believed. Now, as you traveled, did catch wind of, not necessarily the details, but of an event that happened many years ago now, dubbed by the locals a lover's massacre. With the 20, you heard many different stories, but what seems to be at the center of it is the groom and a few others, but mostly the groom. Often everyone in there, including family, loved ones, friends, and supposedly the bride. Though you heard that she had recovered at one point, and is one of, if not the only surviving member of that, which our players know, the other ones, that there were two others as well that survived. You've heard that this bride with a 20, you know that her name is Marcella Julia Sae.
Spell that out.
Marcella for Marcella. Julia, as it's pronounced, Gulia. And Sae as Salle.
Went quite mad, actually. Did a recount of the bodies. She wasn't there. So I figured she might have made her way out, or was completely obliterated by the fireball. Hit the road for a few years. Hunted down whom I suspected was responsible. Met up with these two. I got better. And then I got worse.
Annelisse, hearing the LaRue name and the Sae name, you know that the LaRue estate and the LaRue businesses have come back up after a few years. They're in working order and under the and the person running them is Marcella, as she was legally married to Titus, and as now the only surviving member of the LaRue family. She inherited everything.
Annelisse will grab a couple of glasses out and lean over to take the bottle of wine and pour out a few glasses. And just be like, I do not know you very well, but I feel I am about to tell you something that you may not wish to hear. So perhaps drink this first.
Is this life-altering information, or is this a proposition, or a deal proposition? You're nice and all, but I've just met you.
Yes, I've got to say that's like very fast moving, not really my my thing, but
The next time I'll bring flowers and candy.
I could be convinced actually. Okay, so I think it would be rather life-altering if I were to hear this information.
Well, I would rather be sober so I can process it in a healthy manner instead of drunk and then considering drinking more.
Well, that's good option. Would you like me to maybe tell you this later?
How bad can it be?
She'll
You
kind of
say
look over
that.
at Anthony.
Anthony's just standing up. Say your piece. Then I'm gonna go check on Kyra. I'll determine how much time I need to stay here after you've said your piece.
I think you should let her come back to us.
I
Pretty
still need to
cool.
check on her, regardless of what
Alright.
comes next.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
I've died, so I'm okay with everything that follows after.
I'm sorry, Annelisse.
I was just wondering, are you like more of a rip the band-aid off kind of person?
Yes.
Okay, so
Why are
the
you
story
answering?
you
Sorry.
the story you told me.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard this story before. It is the Lovers' Massacre. It's quite
that-
famous.
Is that what they're calling it now?
That's
it is.
terrible. I love it. Sorry.
You are quite famous. And so is your bride. Because unless my information is incorrect, she is in fact still alive. By the name Marcela Zulia Zal. Is that correct?
Sae. It's like the Spanish double L
Sae.
equals a
Oh.
Y.
Always struggle with that. But yes, so that is So
She's using her legal
uh,
name.
Correction, actually, Annelisse. Instead of the Sae, it would be the LaRue name. That's my bad.
well, her legal name she is using. Because she is actually going by Marcella Julia Olaru as the only surviving member of the massacre. She has recently brought back the Laru estate and businesses and is very much alive.
I know a couple young men who will dispute that quite actively.
One of which is sitting in this room right now.
3 young men, how's that?
You're right, I shouldn't have been sober for this.
Wine?
Titus pulls out a pipe, pulls out the special tobacco. This was quite a bit to process, though I thank you for the information, Annelisse. I seem to be devoid of my coin purse. If you ever need a favor done, feel free to ask. I do a lot of garbage removal and collection, and by garbage I mean he draws his thumb across the throat.
Got you. Okay.
Hunting, both animal and man. Sometimes I crochet on the weekends.
What is crochet code for?
Crochet.
Oh. Okay.
We do have hobbies outside of killing people.
I also do tutoring.
He's very good at it.
What do you tutor people to do?
Math, general education. Despite how I look, I did have straight A's in school.
I am sorry for giving this information to you, but
No. It's actually much appreciated and changes my timeline quite a bit. We have to get off this continent.
All right.
think that next few days will be difficult. I fear that trying to not let Kyra's identity slip is going to be hard. We cannot be seen speaking to her or even approaching her in any way.
She's a sneaky lass. She can figure a way to contact us. Just trust in the method.
I will trust in it.
Though
I
if
will
you do
trust the
hear
method.
knocking from the window, that's not usually her normal modo operandi. That might be something stalking you through the woods.
It also could just be soon.
I mean, if they've gone to the effort of knocking, I will always open. Because,
You're going to get kidnapped by the Fae, like straight up. Like, there's
do
no
you-
debate about it.
Do you want to get haunted by Los Spookies? Because that's how you get haunted by Los Spookies.
Yeah.
what?
Like, you're literally gonna get kidnapped by the supernatural, replaced with something, and we won't know. Honestly.
Who would know? Who's going to know?
Who's going
What
to
have you all
know?
been through?
A lot.
Like, somebody knocks at your
much.
window, they're not going to necessarily kidnap you and take your place.
Yes,
That's absurd.
they have. It's happened to us. Not Titus, but to Kyron and I.
It depends. If you hear a knock on the window and say, "Hello, my name is Beltane. I'm here for Titus."
We don't let him in.
Do not let him in.
He gets banned from all events.
You can at least try. But on that note,
Anthony's gonna head upstairs to check on Kyra.
on that note, Kyra, you head upstairs, and you are able, if you wish, to get someone to bring you water for your bath or fresh linens, or any. You can actually get room service here as well, at least in this room. What does she do? How does she settle for the night after the events?
She has a bath drawn. And her room service order is just a bottle of red wine. And then she just gets into the bath and has a really good cry with the bubbles in her bottle of wine. She's mourning the loss of Annie again. Seeing Ari and remembering that night has brought it all crashing back. And she's sitting there struggling to hold on to the face that she's currently chosen to wear. And she's just, for once, she's wallowing in confronting how she feels, rather than letting the alcohol soothe the pain away.
And you sit there and you feel this weight on your chest, like a stone has been put there to hold you down. This knot in your throat, something that you haven't felt in a while, that you have kept hidden down, pushed down, and try, at least, to forgotten about. And it's been a while since you felt the tears run down your face as the images of Annie pass by. Her sun-kissed skin, the dark curls that sometimes when she was having a bad day, you were able to run your fingers through, and it would make her relax a bit. And a picture of her smiling face that flashes from bright eyes, big smile. You can hear the laughter. You must have said something crude or funny or an inside joke that you two had. And in that moment, her face turns from the almost glowy sun-kiss to paler. The light in her eyes is gone. There are driplets of blood that are streaked from her mouth. Her skin is cold. You remember finding her. You remember bringing her to Ari. And you remember that conversation and how, when it failed, he simply just gave you a, sorry, I tried. And his face with the expression of not really caring, stuck in your mind. You hear a knock on your door. As you sit there, struggling to hold on to this face, you can feel your features shifting and changing, slipping. You hear another knock.
She will take a deep breath and steady herself, and then call out, who is it?
It's me. Can I come in?
Yes, but I'm in the bath. The door's unlocked.
There's a pause.
I'm
That's
not
dangerous.
shy.
No, the door being... He opens the door and shuts it behind him. Julian kind of rolls past his feet. Leaving the door unlocked is dangerous.
Really, you're going to lecture me about what is and is not dangerous?
More or less.
What do you want?
Just checking in.
I'm still here. And as Anthony looks at her, the tips of her hair, her features aren't shifting, but the tips of her hair are still white at the very ends.
He kind of takes it in and then sits down on the floor, leaning against the wall. Your hair's,
No. Just what it is.
It was a lot today.
It was. Do we need to be concerned about the glowing chest? Please don't brush it off.
Maybe it's something we should consider in the future.
Okay. Consider how.
I'm not sure yet, honestly.
Alright, well. At least keep me informed if you don't want to tell the others. It's hard enough to plan for every variable with this new woman traveling with us.
Little bright spot of light, isn't she?
So sweet I'm going to get a toothache.
I don't regret having her come along. I think it's good for us.
Good for us. At her expense.
She's using us as much as we are using her. Placing that terrible, bright hope on us is unfair. Unworthy.
You're telling me. Wine? She'll just hand the bottle over the side of the tub to Anthony.
He takes it and takes a very long drink before handing it back.
It's really good wine.
Southern red grapes, if I recall correctly.
Well, that is usually how you get red wine.
Sometimes you use a blend of white and
Okay,
red.
okay, Mr. Snobby Pants.
Tastes like apricots. It's more of a generalization. Are you okay playing the part of Hope?
Of Hope?
That is the burden we've been tasked with.
That is what she thinks we have been tasked with. I am playing the part of a woman trying to get home. I don't know what we're going to find there. I just know that we have to go back.
I agree.
I promised my patron that I would go back, no matter what. And I keep my word, just like I keep my word about this damn musical instrument that she refuses to replace. I'll be what I have to be to get us there. That is that. It's not something that I feel good or bad about. It's just who I am, what I am.
Not such a narrow scope.
Does everything have to have a broad scope?
I would like to think so.
Well, if you're looking for everything in the world to be good and bad, I hate to tell you there are many shades of gray.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm very well aware of that. I placed such great and terrible hopes into a queen that turned out to betray me.
To be fair, we did try to warn you about contacting her.
She wasn't like this when she took the crown.
No deceiver is like this when they take a crown.
I helped raise her. I think that's the most terrible part about it. I watched her grow up. I watched her bloom into this beautiful, intelligent being, and I encouraged the nobles to favor her. I pushed for it because I believed in her.
And she was harboring a pain so deep that you were probably never going to reach it, Anthony. You've got to stop acting like everything that goes wrong is your fault. You know that, right?
Well, I understand. It's just my entire nation was the price.
There was no way you could have known. Just like there was no way we could have known what would happen to us when we were just doing our job.
If Thomas was here, he would be equally excited about the prospect of evidentiary time travel.
If Thomas was here, I'm not sure that he would even know where here is.
No, that's fine.
He was not in a very good way, but I think he would definitely be excited about seeing you.
I would be very excited about seeing him.
I have no interest in being this world's savior, Anthony. I finally found a home. I just want to get back to it. Whatever's left.
I'll get you home. But after that, I'm going to do something terrible. And I need you to let me do it.
What are you going to do?
There was a promise to be made. And a promise to keep.
I swear to God, if you try to be obtuse about this now, just tell me.
I planned to kill the Queen of Kalish.
Do you want help?
I wouldn't ask such a thing, but if you follow me, I would not stop you.
You are aware of what I did for a living before I met you, right?
Oh, yes, I'm very well aware. Yes, he actively tried to kill me a few times.
I did. Yeah. That was
We
fun.
ended up in space a few times. Once because of it, yeah.
That was you.
I was brilliant.
You still owe me money.
Spaceships. Yeah. You
And a
stole
new
my money.
sword.
Anyways.
I did not steal any of your money. I never even stole soon.
You have 38 of my gold on you still.
Oh, that's right. You can take it back to everyone else.
Thank you. But I plan to dismantle the kingdom, put in a council, make Loomberry its own kingdom.
That's a lofty goal. Let's collect some allies first. Hmm?
Yes.
First, we have... Let's just focus on getting home.
Of course. I'm sorry things got ballsed up today. I encouraged a lot of it.
I had a suspicion. Is there any reason why?
I'm going to be honest. Curiosity.
Hmm. And what price were you willing to pay for your curiosity? My life?
No, I believed you could get out of it. But I also wanted to see how far Titus had fallen. What he would do.
Don't play those games with him, Anthony.
I need to know the scope of where we are, and I found out.
I don't think you need to do what you did in order to figure that out. He's been in a lot of pain for a very long time. I could have told you that. Don't make gambles just to satisfy your curiosity. Just ask us, please.
Next time we are burying a body, I could reflect the same words back to you.
What, because I wanted the stuff?
It was cold.
Well, the world is cold.
We needed warmth.
I've never been a warm person, Anthony.
That's a lie. Do not lie to me, Lucy. You are one of the warmest people I have come to know.
Yes, well, when my back is not to a wall, I can be many things. But when it comes to practicality and necessity, we have to keep pushing forward. We
I
don't...
agree. But in that moment, we needed warmth.
Well, then be warm for everyone. That's not who I am.
I don't know if I'm capable of being wholesome.
You don't have to be wholesome to be warm. I should know. I'm the raunchiest one here, so... Well, maybe not with that bard around, but we'll see.
He kind of holds his hands up. If we're going to make plans, let's make better plans. I know you are very capable of doing individual things, but boy, do I have anxiety when you do it.
Well, work on whatever it is you want your gods to praise you for, then. Take your mind off of me.
I still need a body.
I can't soothe your anxiety for you, Anthony.
Nobody can do that.
Exactly. So please don't put that requirement on me.
That's fair. I really do honestly trust you. With all my heart and very being, you've pulled me out of so many bad moments.
And a few monsters.
And a few monsters, yes. Okay, yes, I'll give you that. But plan just a little bit more so I'd be okay with it. I'll still be anxious, but
And how much more planning should I have done for a reconnaissance mission?
I don't know. Have a backup. Have Peanut be a barking mess. Have Soon in your pocket to help you pick your locks or something that might not work, but it's there as a contingency.
Anthony, we can make all the contingency plans in the world, and they can still fail. I need you to soothe yourself and just trust me. This is what I'm good at, and it's what I've done for a very long time.
I know. Just please trust us.
I do. I did. And look where that happened. Even if you don't like the plan, you still have to follow it.
I know.
Make as many contingencies as you want to make yourself feel better. But you still have to follow the main plan. And until that fails, other plans do not take place. I had him right where I needed him to be. He was suspicious, yes, but he wouldn't have been for much longer. And then I had to think on my feet to explain why all of you were there. And now I have to pretend to hate you all, rather than introducing him to you all as an ally. See how things get a little more complicated?
Trust me, I understand. It just didn't feel good. You going in like that.
I never liked it when Annie went off by herself either. I understand.
As if you were okay with it. Can I leave soon here? You'll stay in a corner, ceiling, out of sight?
For the night, yes, but he cannot go with me to the shop tomorrow.
That's fair. He will absolutely break things.
He will. I'll take Peanut with me, though, if it'll make you feel better.
It will.
All right. Keep the dog with you tonight. Have him sleep on Titus's bed.
Good plan.
Now, if you don't mind, my water's getting cold. You can either hand me the towel without looking, or you can look.
You made it weird as he stands up.
I love making you uncomfortable.
Yes, you all do, and it's something I have to get here. He kind of places the towel near you.
Thank you.
Right. Kisses the top of your head. Just shout, yell, burn a hole in the wall. I don't know.
I will get the information to you as soon as I can.
Good night.
Good night.
Heads back downstairs and calls for Peanut and heads back into the room.
You're taking Peanut with you?
Leaves Soon upstairs with Lucy.
Okay.
Lucy will dry off and get in bed. Try and get some sleep.
Okay.
Rewinding a bit.
No, I'm gonna go back to Titus just now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Titus, you left to hunt.
Oh, no, he's still with Annelisse in the room.
Oh, I thought he left.
No, he's smoking in the room with
Okay.
Annelisse and having wine.
So we'll bring it back to both of you then. Titus and Annelisse. Anthony has just left. Titus, you are reeling in and absorbing the information that Annelisse just gave you. And as you smoke, you see flashes of Marcella or Julie. As you were kids. She was chubby-cheeked and bright-eyed. It was one moment where you two were able to sneak into the kitchen and grab a few of the pastries that were made for that night's dessert. Your faces were full of cream and strawberries. And you were giggling together as you had just enacted the perfect heist of stealing pastries. Yet another memory. In school, you're about 18. You have grown up together and have a strong friendship. You are the person that she comes to when she has problems. You're her best friend. She talks to you when things don't go right, when there's something on her mind. And you always knew when there was something on her mind. She had a look on her face. You could see the mechanisms of her brain working behind her eyes as she kind of retreated into herself sometimes. Then there is a memory of a few days before the wedding. You were younger, no burn marks, 2 arms. And you were trading, hitting steel as you were fighting in the ring, practicing your swordmanship, and her with her rapier, and with a quick sweep of her leg, she knocks you down on your back, and you feel the cold steel of the rapier under your neck. There's a serious look in her face before she just breaks out into a smile. That means you owe me dinner.
Keep that up, and I might actually fall in love with you.
Darling, we both know you're really in love with me.
Don't say the quiet parts loud, love.
You act like you can hide anything from me.
I hide plenty from you.
Oh, right. Yes, sure. I actually believe you think you hide things from me.
You still haven't found my stash.
Really? I haven't.
Maybe.
It's your second
Depends.
drawer to the bottom left of it. There's a secret compartment.
Aha, you found the false stash.
Hmm.
There's another compartment that. Oh, fuck.
Uh-huh. See, even if I don't know something, I can get you to tell me.
Pasta tonight? Maybe some nice veal on the side, I guess?
Oh, I don't know. I'm feeling like lobster.
Do you know how much lobster costs these days?
Has that ever been an issue for us?
No, but still, it's outrageous.
But I like lobster. It's buttery and
That's only because of
nice.
the butter. Are you going to help me up, or are we going to debate about sea scorpions?
She laughs and hands you and puts out her arm, grabs your forearm with her hand, and pulls you up. And with a smile, she gives you a kiss on the cheek.
So, when we do get married, are we going to figure out all of our disputes in the ring, or are we going to talk like normal people?
I'm slightly offended that you think we could just talk like normal people.
Alright, I will have dueling gloves on me at all times.
Perfect. Then I think our marriage will be long and lasting and healthy.
I don't think that's very healthy, honestly.
Just for us. How are you feeling about everything?
Honestly? You know, the majority of my life, I've only had to think about myself.
Yes, I'm aware.
And having you in it permanently kind of terrifies me. In a good way.
Oh,
It
sure
makes
hope
me
so
want to
in a
make
good
the
way.
safer choices when going home, instead of jumping across the canal like I normally do.
Oh, I remember when you did that.
Oh, you remember when the garbage boat was coming by underneath and I got clipped on the wires?
You did. I had to. You made me torn my dress so I could stop you from bleeding, so we don't have to explain to your
I-
parents.
Bought you a new one.
I know you did, but that was a really nice dress. I like the color.
He offers his arm to her, and they will walk back to basically the place to rack up their blades.
She takes your arm.
Isn't there like some sort of marriage taboo where I can't see the bride a week before we get married or something like that? Or is that only when you're wearing the dress?
I think that's when I'm wearing the dress.
Good.
I had to fight my mother on the dress. She wanted me to have this full, tall, puffy princess-like dress.
Oh, isn't that like a ritual in your family? You have to wear like the old stuffy ancient dress that gets passed down mother to daughter.
Well, possibly, but I'm not following that. Listen, I'm planning on only getting married once, and I'm going to look exactly how I want to look.
And
I
you
want
are
to.
and you are actually quite slimmer than your mother, so I don't think you would fit in that dress.
She could get it tailored, but she offered. I said no. We had to fight. It's fine.
Right. Oh, we do have an appointment later with the patissier for the cake, followed by the wine tasting by the True Glories for the beverages provided. At the wedding, I will send someone with a time schedule.
Can't we send someone to do all those things for us?
Isn't it just a little bit fun if we do it ourselves, though?
True.
It's
I
sort of like a
wonder-
power play, just like, showing off, hey, we're going to be happily married, unlike all of the rest of you nobles who got married for power.
That is true. I wonder how much cake we can get out of the baker.
Within reason, I actually like them.
No, I meant, what if we try every cake?
Then they would have to bake every cake. I'm not eating an entire cake, love.
I mean, we're samples.
What am I going to do with you and your sweet tooth?
Well, satisfy it. Always wake me up with a nice cup of coffee and a nice pastry.
Darling, you will never be satisfied. I
Mm.
saw you destroy 5 boxes of bonbons last week.
You're not supposed to bring that up.
Listen, if we're going to have a long and healthy lasting marriage, there are going to have to be some changes around here regarding diets.
I agree. I think you should cut back on the whiskey. And the beer. I think you're starting to get a beer gut.
I've been doing crunches.
Sure, she
All
pats
right.
your stomach.
How about this? Sundays, cheat days. We can have whatever the hell we want.
Alright. How about Sunday cheat days? We always have some cakes. The small ones, not the big ones. Strawberry and cream, like when we were kids.
Fine. Fine.
And the memory slowly fades as her laughter rings out. The light shining from her raven black curls, and there's just a light of happiness in her silvery blue eyes. And there's a smile on her. The next memory is of her walking down the aisle in her dress. Fitted to her. It's lovely, regal. You see incorporated into it the color red, color of your family. In her jewelry, in the ring that you gave her. She has a bright smile as this bouquet of poppies and roses is between her hand. And slowly the smile fades, and the red turns to blood. We feel the heat of that day as the fires burned around. The white of her dress stained in blood and soot. Tables turned and crashing. Screams. You see tears falling down her face as she sees you for the last time driving a sword through her.
I think there's a candle between Titus and Annelisse, and it's just flickering as he stares into it. It kind of snaps him back. So enough about my brooding backstory. What's your deal? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you imbibe?
Uh, Titus, I only just met you, but I know that, you probably want to speak to the other two more, no? But what I just told you, you sure you're okay?
Okay is not the optimum word for it. I don't know, honestly. It's mixed feelings. Ever have the feeling that when the ghosts of your past show up, it's a bit dreadful, but also, like, a little hopeful? Silly to say.
No, it's the past. Even when the past hurts, even when there's things we do not want to remember, it's familiar. It is something that, it can be comforting.
What do you say to someone who you literally and figuratively broke their heart over?
I mean, I guess I always start with hello and see what happens after that.
I think an oopsie poopsie might do.
Well, if you want to go down this route, you want to go and see her again, then I mean, it seems like your friends are very supportive of you and you've got a lot of support there. But you have me as well. And I mean, your story, it is actually rather famous. Almost with a little bit starstruck meeting you now. I have retold parts of your story without knowing it. And it's, did not think I would ever meet somebody who was there, let alone the groom.
I'm both kind of hate and like that, honestly. The urban legend of a bloodied groom going about getting vengeance throughout the people that perpetrated the events of his wedding. Do you think that would make a cool superhero name?
I think so.
I am
I
vengeance,
am rather...
I am the knight, I am the groom.
That is wonderful. How did you come up with that? I love it.
There is a story about a man that dresses up as a bat because his parents were killed in Crime Alley. I'll tell you
How
about
a
it
bummer.
sometime. How a bummer.
I thought I was muted.
Oh. But
Well, I mean, I am actually like quite talented with what I do. And if you maybe perhaps wanted a rumor or two to spread about.
oh, that's what you meant.
What did you think I meant?
I'm sorry, my brain went somewhere when you said you are very talented with what you do.
Yes, I play music and I tell stories. What did you think?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
I mean, I'm also pretty good at that as well, but I didn't think that's where this conversation was going.
There's a small spit take onto the table and a hearty belly laugh. Oh, you know what you could help me with?
Mm-hmm.
Don't think this weird, but we like to make Anthony feel very uncomfortable. So don't take this the wrong way, but I need you to tie me up.
Okay.
The safe word is pineapple.
Okay. I could do that. But before he comes back tonight?
Yes. I think he will be back tonight. We'll give it about an hour.
Okay, we could totally do that.
I have some rope in my
I mean,
bag.
I have rope as well. Okay, we could use your rope. I mean, I do have like slight favor to ask of you. Are you still going hunting tomorrow?
Yes. Do you need anything picked up out of the woods?
Well, I was actually wondering, are you going to go hunting near where we were today, you know?
I'm
Where
going to
my
try
wood is?
to avoid that place, considering I've been marked.
True.
So, sorry if you want me to go and infiltrate and kind of steal the loot back, but that
No.
might be...
I was just like planning on maybe going near there, maybe luring someone out, and you're like, we might be walking the same direction, so I might leave similar time. Just don't tell Kyra, because she's still really scary, and you know she probably will disapprove. So.
Well, the first mistake you made was telling me, because now I can't deny that I heard this plan.
That is true. But I don't care if people know about the plan after it's already happened.
All right.
Okay, so what kind of knot do you want? Do you want to be able to get out of it?
Oh, do you know the shibari technique, the tortoise shell?
I know the shibari technique. Come on. Okay, come on, turn around. Let me do this.
Oh, do you feel comfortable with my clothes on or off?
What will make Anthony the most uncomfortable?
Clothes on, because it doesn't make sense.
Ah, yes. Okay, right. So clothes on and
All right.
start doing this.
You start tying Titus up, Anthony, as you leave Oomson's room. The conversation you just had. Peanut next to you. You feel that weight in your chest, that like more like a pressure, a tightness, a similar feeling, burning sensation from earlier in the night. It's warm to the touch. And you think about the voice that contacted you. Neither male nor female. Hard to place. No accent. You're not even really sure what language they were speaking. You just knew that you understood them. And you think of your promise to them. Your promise to your old god, to maybe a new god. And all these strings attached to you. And for a moment, you feel the ghost of a hand on your shoulder. And the faint memory of a voice. Darling, whatever's on your mind, we can figure it out together. For tonight, let's just rest, yes?
He reaches up to the ghost hand that he feels on his shoulder, and just kind of clasps it gently and says, "We'll figure it out. Together."
You go to clasp it and your hand goes through. And you just feel your shirt, leather. The warmth is lacking. But there's a relief in your chest, even if just for a moment. And then you hear a bark at your feet as Peanut looks up at you, expecting you to pick him up and take him to the room.
I think Anthony just looks down and kind of holds his hands up. If you want to be carried, you have to work for it. That's the rule.
He gets up and does a little turn, and then you see him blink out of existence and blink directly into your chest. And he starts licking your face, almost as if knowing that you needed some support at the moment.
Just kind of scrunch his little head, scrunch his ears before going to the room, knocking, then entering without saying anything.
What does Anthony find as he goes into the room?
I am gonna say Anthony probably walks in to Titus. Being tired as Annelisse is mid-tying.
Oi, knock first.
Did you say pineapple? I didn't hear pineapple. Oh, hi, Anthony.
No, I did not say. Please continue.
Okay.
Sets Peanut down very gently and straightens back up and smooths his shirt. Okay. And then he kind of quietly shuts the door and leaves.
Did we make him feel uncomfortable?
Yep, that was it. We can stop now if you want.
Only if you want. I mean, is it like helping at all with everything that's happened today?
The door kicks back open and there's just water thrown at both of them. I sleep here!
No! Come on! It is like, come on, that is cold.
If you're going to do this, I sleep here. Do it in another room. Off you go.
The bed sheets are wet now. How dare you?
Good.
Now the ropes are slippy. I cannot look at them. They're like shrinking. He's going to be stuck here all night. I'm going to
Anthony,
need
look
help.
what you've done to your bed. You've soaked your bed.
That's my bed, as he points to the dry one going over to it.
Titus's bed.
As this is happening, eventually you are able to get the knots out, even though it was a little slippery due to liquids. Lucy, you get out of your bath. You'll start to settle into your beds, some softer than others. And you let sleep take you, however long that takes, and however many bottles or cups of wine you have to drink to get there. And that's when we'll take a break, everyone. It is a nice morning. Birds chirping. It's a little bit of rain. It's a little muggy outside, really. Lucy, you get this really nice stream of light coming in through the circular window in this room that has a few pieces of colored glass, a very simplified stained glass window. You wake up realizing where you are. You still have a bit of heaviness in your chest, but you're working through it. And there is a knock on your door.
She'll get up in her night clothes. It's the equivalent of like bloomers and a blouse.
Yeah.
No bodice to give any support, and she'll open the door.
You open the door, and there's no one there at the moment, but there is a small cart with a platter that's covered by a silver dome and a note that says, in script, don't know where you're going next, but anyone should start their day with a full breakfast. And there's an X at the bottom.
She'll have a chuckle and open the dome.
Okay. It is a full breakfast. You have scrambled eggs. There is bacon. There is potatoes. There is French toast with fresh syrup, powdered sugar, strawberries on top. A nice glass of fresh orange juice. And both coffee and tea. They didn't know what you like.
She'll bring the cart and the trays into the room and eat quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How early in the morning is it?
If it's not too early, it is about maybe 9 o'clock.
Okay. She will inhale as much as she can.
Mm-hmm.
and definitely that orange juice. That is just
It's
mwah.
that good, fresh, like literally you're just slurping a fresh
Mhm.
orange.
Yeah.
I had that recently, and it was great.
She will, just in case she's being watched by anyone or anyone is reporting back on what gets eaten from the tray, she leaves the coffee and just dumps the tea down the sink. Kyra's a tea drinker, apparently. And then as she leaves, she'll wheel the tray back out and keep the note in her bag. And she will head down the stairs and out the door to the general store, waving at the bartender as she goes by.
You head down, and there is about 3 people there, all separate, just minding their business, and there's Darla
Mhm.
at the bar. She says, "Good morning.
Good morning.
Had a good sleep.
Mhm.
All right. Anything to eat or drink?
No, some food was dropped off for me.
Oh, that was for you. Nice,
Mhm.
nice. That saw that you made friendly with Xavier.
Don't worry. I'm still on the job.
I'm not worrying. It's just an interesting note.
Are you reading my mail?
Maybe
That's rude.
someone has to prepare it.
Lucy will just roll her eyes
She'll wink.
and head out the door.
Yeah, out the door. The rest of you wake up. No nice colored light. No knock on the door with breakfast made for you, but it's a dim lighting of the day. Let me. There we go. As we transition to daytime, it's a little muggy, but it is nice. You feel rested, a little better. Still, some aches and pains and sores, but you're not dead, and you survived. What are you doing?
I think Anthony's been up for a few hours now, but he's just sitting against the door, sketching away in a book as he has Peanut on his lap and just minding his own business generally, waiting for the others to wake up.
There's a tap at the door.
Kind of scrabbles and reaches up, opens the door and falls backwards on the ground, looks up. Hey.
Soon scuttles in. There's no one with him.
Oh.
Lucy
Takes
sent him back.
Sits him on his lap and shuts the door again.
At the sound of someone falling, Titus just sits up in bed, turns his head to where Anthony is, bleary-eyed, kind of just trying to blink back the sunlight.
Morning.
How is your head this morning?
Alcohol should not be mixed with other depressants.
Yeah, I think I did try to tell you that a few times, but yeah.
Titus just gets his legs out of bed, starts getting dressed. So today's plan is you will not see me for a while. Keep the window unlatched. No, that's a lot more suspicious than me just walking up the stairs. I'm gonna go hunting in the woods and see if I can't build up some money. What are you two doing?
I was going to go out for a nice stroll. probably near woods as well. Not same path as you, but just going to go out for a bit of a stroll. What about you, Anthony?
Honestly, I'm going to see if I can get some armor and things. Not for me.
Oh, is this where you're going to get the body?
Yes, I'm going to go find a body.
Do you want my shovel?
I'm not digging. He stands up. I'm not digging up a body. I do have moral and ethics, and to say otherwise really does hurt. As he kind of gathers his paper, I have ethics and morals I have stood by for years. Thank you.
Right, Titus says, tapping his nose. Ethics and morals.
I'm gonna go get breakfast. As he walks out, scattering his papers as he slams the door shut.
So which way were you headed, Annelisse?
Oh, the like like maybe like similar to the route we took the other day.
Oh, yep, right? I could walk you there and head in the opposite direction.
That sounds like good plan. We like head that way, and then we can just like go off other. Yes, that sounds good. Good.
So you'll start to get your day ready. You go down. The bar eating area is open. There's a few people there. You even hear the caw of a hawk and the voice of a woman trying to shush them, and wings flapping. Darla greets you all with a smile, says, "Good morning. Rest well."
I was well enough. There was a small incident in the room. We kind of got into our cups last night. We dried out the mattress. Just wanted to let you know, though, in case there's any problems.
If it gets mold, you're paying for it.
Well, yes, I plan to. Actually, Darla, do you happen to have... Oh, that'd probably be in the general store, huh? Actually, I'll take a... Do you have any dried meats that I can take with me? I'll be out in the forest for a while.
I could have a few. Do you want a big pack or just like a snack?
I'd
are
like
you
to
looking
travel
for?
light, so a snack pack would be great.
All right, could do that.
If I find any boars out there, you'll be the first person to get one.
Oh, please, that'd be great. Then I know what they're having for dinner. She will make her way to the kitchen for a moment. And you see as she comes back with a small pouch, and gives it to you. Dried meats. We're used to a lot of travelers here, so it is something we have on hand.
Thank you.
Of course.
Can
Can I get anything else for anyone? Any breakfast?
Full breakfast. Minus
Ooh.
mushrooms. I don't want mushrooms.
I'll
don't
take your
put
mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
Okay,
We don't-
mushrooms, but give them to him.
We don't put mushrooms automatically in the breakfast, but we can do it if you don't want the mushrooms, or if you don't want them.
Could I have pancakes and coffee?
You can definitely have
No syrup.
pancakes and coffee. Okay. Try pancakes.
Do you
Butter?
still add the beans to your full breakfast?
No. Do you want
But it's
beans?
not a full breakfast. It's just eggs and
Anthony-
You either
bacon.
take what we have or you leave, please.
I'll have eggs and bacon, please.
Okay, that's what I thought. Pancakes, coffee, no syrup. You want butter on your pancakes?
Could I have bacon on the pancakes? He said bacon, and now I want bacon. It's that sort of thing. I'm just
You
like, oh,
can
yes,
have bacon on the pancakes, no problem.
Dry toast and honey for me, please. It was quite a night.
No problem. Then she leaves, puts in the order, comes back. Do you have a hangover?
I wouldn't call it that. I've received some news. It You know, a little nauseous.
I have something for that if you like.
Oh, what is it?
Don't worry about it. Do you want it?
Sure.
All right. And she goes to the back. That just turns around to the bar area. You see her take a small glass and a few bottles, some labeled, some unlabeled. She starts a small fire and like a small burner there. Puts the glass over it. Just not on the fire, but just resting above it. Mixes a few things and gives it to you. It is almost like a small whiskey glass with this clear greenish brown liquid in it.
Is this a health shot?
Yeah.
This doesn't have turmeric in it, does it? I can't get it up my nose.
I had someone come in and they took a turmeric shot and then just whew.
Bottoms up, I guess. Whoop.
It is bitter.
Oh.
It is foul tasting. It goes down with a warmth that would usually be nice if it was like a nice warm drink.
If it wasn't so clumpy.
If it wasn't so clumpy. For a moment, it makes you want to just bring it back to the cup. But you hold it down. And she just give it a few minutes.
That is pungent. It's going to work.
Yeah. And as you wait, eventually she'll bring out your breakfast, your pancakes with bacon, no syrup, coffee, black, brings you a little bit of sugar and cream if you want to add to it, bacon and eggs, and after a few minutes you start eating, and Titus, you start feeling a little better. It's the soreness kind of starts leaving, the head, the pounding headache, the kind of grogginess that comes with it.
Madame, you are a true alchemist.
I'm good at what I do. What can I say?
I'm going. If you are so inclined to share said recipe, that could be useful for me later.
Maybe.
Anthony's just nodding vigorously as he's just stuffing his face full of eggs.
Oh, right. Today we need someone here to receive a client. I know that we have some dealings going on here. Anthony, can you take care of that? Annelisse and I will be out.
Yeah, I have to finish up some. He kind of points to his alchemist bag. Stuff.
All right. Do you want me to keep an eye out for anything while I'm out there?
He makes a list and hands it to you.
I regret
Fresh ingredients
asking.
are preferable, but if you have to get them from the general store, fine. But I need this particular mint. And I know it should grow here? I don't know. It should grow here. Mint's good, but that mint's better.
It's mint.
There's different types of mint.
The only other type of mint I know is spearmint, which is the most dangerous mint.
It's wintergreen mint.
Titus leans over to Annelisse because it has a spear. Spearmint.
Oh, I get it. I get it. It's joke.
It's weaponized.
Okay.
He's essentially giving you the base ingredients for root beer.
Oh, what are you doing here, young man? Titus says as he lifts Peanut. You should be with Mum. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
You look his bottom just shake as you wiggle him and swing side to side. Gives you a few licks.
Are you ready for your first big task in a while?
Just hear a little.
All right, you ready? And Titus throws Peanut in the air and says, "Find Mum."
You throw Peanut up in the air, and he is lifted up a few feet. And before he starts going down, he just Starla's like, neat trick. I thought they were going to accidentally kill that dog.
You know, Peanut is surprisingly resilient and really good at hiding. Anywho, Titus pays the few silver that he has left for his meal and will stand up, kind of grabbing his gear. Don't expect me back till later tonight, I guess.
Anthony gives you a look. Don't
What?
forget my root beer ingredients.
Anthony told you time and time again. Nope, I'll keep that to myself. Just gets up and starts walking.
You can get up and start walking. Annelisse, are you going out with him, or are you?
Yeah,
staying?
I know.
Okay.
She's like grabbing her coffee to go. Yeah, she's grabbing the coffee to go, and she's just like gathering it all up and just being like, "Oh, wait for me, I'm coming too. Okay, goodbye, friends." She'll chase after him.
And Anthony, do you stay there just to finish your breakfast?
Yeah, he'll finish his breakfast and ask Darla if he can borrow the hearth to finish out his health potions.
Don't the hearth is not mine to be given out, but you can always go to the kitchen and find out.
I honestly just need a crucible to start a fire, but yeah, if you don't mind me in the
You know,
kitchen.
there's a smith, right?
I don't really want to go to the smith because the smith would get iron in these, and I don't want iron in these.
I don't have a crucible.
But it's not so much a crucible. I have the crucible. I just need fire, honestly,
How much fire?
to light a crucible.
You say that like I know what you're talking about.
He pulls out this small crucible and I don't know how much wood
I
does
have a small
crucible.
burner back here, but you
That
know,
works.
Oh.
Can I
touch
borrow
my
your
stuff.
burner?
If you break my stuff, I will break you. Just wanting to know that.
He says in Orcish, I would expect nothing less.
Go on. She'll let you take it. It's like a little, like, fire burner thing.
Yeah,
Don't get
Anthony
in
will...
my way either.
Oh, no. I just basically need to make sure it doesn't
I
turn...
do not care. Just do not get in my way.
Right. The potion you gave to my friend, can I have the ingredient?
Not the potion, just a drink.
Well, can I have the list of that? Because we're going... It looked really neat.
Sure. You can have it. What do I get in return?
I can make sourdough bread.
So can my cook.
I can also pay you 10 gold for it.
Sure, but with the stipulation you don't sell the recipe.
Fair enough. This is personal book now.
Okay, this is family recipe, not secret. We give it out to some people, but you know.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
I'll write it up for you. She puts her hand out. 10 gold.
Pays the 10 gold. I'll make the sourdough as we wait for the potions to finish.
You can try to take over that kitchen. Good luck. And as she says that, we pan over to Lucy. Or Kyra. You're heading across from the inn to the general store, and before you can reach for the door, you hear a familiar behind you and panting at the ground.
I told you not to blink. Come on.
It's just Ted. If you could still like communicate, it's like Uncle said to blink though.
Lucy opens the door and walks into the general store.
You open the door and the small bell rings. You go in, you see there's one other person in the store going through some wares, and Rasha is at the counter and says, "Welcome," as she is gathering some things. Like, "Oh, how can I help you?"
Oh, I was wondering if I could talk to you about something. Lucy will eye the other person, like, it can, like, not in public.
Yeah, I figured. Just give me a moment, yeah.
I can wait.
And she starts kind of. She was wrapping some brown paper around some cups, some pottery, and puts it in um, a small bag, a small pouch, and goes around, gives it to the gentleman, and they exchange nods, and eventually the gentleman leaves.
Do I recognize him?
Make a perception check.
I would love to. That'll be a 15.
16. 15? 16.
15.
15. Okay.
Mhm.
You look. He has like this scarf that goes around and kind of creates a little cowl on his face. But you look at him and you do recognize him from the hideout. Briefly. Eventually he leaves. And Rasha kind of goes behind him and locks the door. For no interruptions.
That's fair, as long as it won't raise any suspicion.
I lock the door whenever I want, really. It's just I see that you made it out alive.
Luckily, my plan, well, my party got a little overzealous and things did not go according to plan, but I think it's still salvageable if you don't mind playing along with us. I think he suspects
Alright.
something about your shop.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him. He's for all that he is. He's a smart man. He really could have succeeded in many paths of life.
I agree. So, how would you feel about taking your son away for a few days? Under the protection of my friends. Under the guise that, he's sick and needs a healer, and there isn't one here. And you just hired an adventurer to watch the shop, and in return you'll give her whatever she needs to continue on her journey.
I understand the situation, but I do not have money to travel. I barely have money to pay them off.
My party has funds, and I don't think you'll be going far. Probably just a camping trip. But my friend is speaking to some companions of hers that she's worked with before to see if they can find some protection for you. If what I plan to do doesn't work out.
Well, I mean, may I ask an honest question? Why exactly are you doing this?
Because he has my friend's lute, and I promised I'd get it back for her. And I don't go back on my promises.
So is me just leaving better for your plan, then?
Safer for you. And I don't think he'll burn down the building with me in it.
Okay. Sure. You know, the little one has wanted to go camping, so
Well, I think the weather will be nice for the next few days.
thank you. And feel free to take what you need from the shop. It's the least I could do.
You're welcome. When is he scheduled to come back for his next fee?
I mean, he passes by every so often. Not always to extort.
Well, that was one of his men that you just sold some items to, so maybe they'll be coming by soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest, not all of them are bad. They're not all bad people.
Bad people can do good things, and good people can do bad things. Don't worry. We're trying to get through this with as little bloodshed as possible.
Alright, I guess I'll start packing and getting the little one ready.
All right. Do you need any help?
No, we should be fine, but here, and she kind of moves part of her skirt away to get a key ring.
Mhm.
And gives it to you and says, "This is the front of the shop. There are rooms upstairs. You can use my room. Well, our room. There's only one room, but it should be comfortable enough."
All right. And how much is the fee that he normally asks?
Well, it started out a few silver, then a gold. Right now, it's at 15 gold.
All right. I'm going to have you write something down.
All
Word
right.
for word, okay?
What was that last part? Sorry.
Word for word.
Right now.
Mhm.
Oh, right.
Lucy will take out paper
Oh,
and
you.
hand it to her and instruct her to write out, leave my shop girl alone. She was instructed to give this to you. Please don't harass her for more.
Yeah. She takes out the quill from the ink pot on her countertop, starts writing. Don't harass leave my shop girl alone. She was instructed to, and finishes.
Lucy will take 15 gold out of her funds and package it up with the note as though it's been left by the shopkeeper in case Xavier comes by again.
She signs her name. All right.
And if in the future he returns, I know nothing about what was in this package, just that it was left for him.
All right. You're very smart.
Yes, I am.
Whatever reasons you have for doing this, I thank you.
You're very welcome. Now go get packed.
I'll go get packed. And she will start heading upstairs. And after a little bit, you start hearing the smaller pitter patter of feet. But continue. What are you doing?
In that time, Lucy's going to write another note, and she will use her. Nope, that's Pete's. She will use her thoughtful gift spell to send that note to Anthony. And it will have instructions that the shopkeeper is on her way. Lucy is set up where she needs to be. If you come into the shop, expect an unhappy temporary shopkeeper. Go camping. P.S. Burn this note when you're done with it.
Anthony, as you are finishing your breakfast, you get this note in your hand. Whilst you're burning the crucible, as you're firing up the crucible.
As he was doing that, he gets the note. Does become a bit distracted, so he'll have to spend a bit more time on his healing potions now. But he gets it and kind of reads it over, nods, and kind of sticks the note into the fire, letting it burn.
As Rasha comes back down with Titus, little one on her hip, she points to the cabinet behind her and says, the bottom drawer has a ledger of everything in the store, prices, things that are going to be coming in soon. We do take trade. Please don't run me out of the business. That's all I can really ask for. You're muted.
Lucy says, don't worry, I'm very good at bookkeeping. My friend across the way is expecting you. I'm not sure who else is there, so if you just ask the barkeep about anyone who is looking for escort work, my guess is that they will probably already have arranged to be the one to take you.
All right. I mean, Darla's very good at things, and I'm sure I'll figure it out. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You see Tavis on her arms, still a little sleepy. It's early for him. And he just puts out a hand and says, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She gives you a smile and, unlocking the door from this side, leaves and makes her way to the inn.
Lucy will leave that door unlocked and start going about dusting the shelves in the shop that she's now running.
Anthony, as you're finishing up, as you're doing your work, you do hear a set of footsteps or step as Rasha does come in, and you know this because Darla just says, Rasha, how are you? And they start conversing. So it's little Tavis, how are you, little buddy? And they start talking. And you hear faint whispers between them. And Darla looks to you and just kind of gives you a tap on the shoulder. Yeah, this.
He turns around, turning the crucible down so he doesn't burn his potions, but still lets them do their thing, and says, "Hi,
Hello.
hi,
Hi.
right, all right."
You know, I don't know how I keep like my confidence level as I continue on this journey keeps getting a little lower.
No, that's on par when most people meet me. That's fine. Right. He'll lean forward, be angry or something, so I can,
You can. What the? What's she'll lean? What's the plan? I thought the plan was to pretend that I'm going camping.
Yes. Being angry that I don't have your supplies and we'll have to go upstairs and sort this out quietly.
Oh, okay, you said they'd be here in 3 days and it's been 5 days and I have nothing.
I'm sorry, but, things take time.
I know things take time, and you know what also takes time is restocking my shop.
Well, it's not my fault your supplier's slow.
It's not my fault that you're slow. You should have mentioned that before I did business with you.
I'm not in charge of your materials. I'm in charge of potion makings, and you didn't have the materials.
I don't care what you're in charge. I made a deal with you, and you have not delivered on the deal. I want my money back.
You haven't. Fine, let's go upstairs. Let's go. Hi, little one. As he kind of waves he turns to Darla. Make sure these doesn't burn as I sort this woman out. She does owe me money. As he
you're about to owe me money.
Yeah, no, you definitely owe me money.
She heads upstairs with you. Tad, the little boy, is just like, I don't know what's happening. That look on his face. Mom is angry, so I'm just gonna hide in her hair.
And then you'll take him up to the room and say, all right, so, there is a place I'll help send you up north. Look for, ask around for this particular name. He writes it down. Make sure you keep this on you at all times.
Okay.
Supplies. Do you really need camping supplies or?
Oh no, I have camping supplies. I'm just not really clear on the plan anymore because your friend said I was going to go camping not far from here, and if things went tits up, then I would be going someplace else.
Well, I'm going to say it went tits up. And it's honestly probably safer for you and your child to go this place.
If I need to come back, I run a shop.
Yes, they'll bring you back. Just it's safer. Else, tracking can take miles from here. But
I I would feel a lot better as not only a shop owner but a mother to a small child. If you would maybe confer with your companion and maybe come up with a clear plan of action and let me know.
I'm gonna be frank and honest with you. I don't think we'll have a very clear plan before the people coming to murder you come to murder you.
I mean, they can definitely try. It won't be the first time people have tried to murder me.
You are a tough lady, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, there's a spot up north I can take you. It'll take about a day to be in the woods. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
You have weapons, supplies, food supplies?
I run a general store, yes.
Alright, let's go, I guess. He kind of gathers his cloak and some rations. Take me 2 days and gathers more rations. Alright. Your kid good to travel on his own? Or with you? Does he need a carrier?
No, he's fine right now, but thank you.
Right,
You see as she had set him down for a moment, she's putting on this big coat that has like a big hood and basically takes him and almost just puts him behind her back into the big hood. He just kind of disappears there, and you just see his little face behind her in the hood.
I love that. I that's brilliant.
It's a carrier.
It's
Keeps them warm.
Yeah, it's good carry. All right. Anthony kind of digs around his bag. I don't have much, but is he okay with? He holds up a very small, half-knitted blanket. Okay with this?
That's fine, sir. We did come prepared. We packed, so your friend told us to pack things, but I appreciate the help.
Right. Let me just leave a note with Darla. Potions. Let me just gather my potions, and we'll go.
Go.
Right. No, sorry. I just have a list of things and got derailed. Let's go.
If you need to speak to your friend, she's alone at
No,
my
we're
shop.
going. Let's go.
Okay, well...
You
Right.
can wait for Titus and Annelisse.
Titus is out in the woods and he
Yeah.
doesn't know where Annelisse is.
With Titus?
You just gotta be out in the woods for a bit.
Yeah. She will say, by the way, I forgot to mention this, but she will say, do you mind if we wait a moment? I need to feed the little one.
Oh.
It's gonna
Yeah,
get him breakfast here. He loves the way the cook makes breakfast here. Always puts
yeah,
a little happy face on his pancakes.
Isn't that the best?
So I'm going to go down, pretend to be in the house, and feed the little
Okay.
one.
I'll come down and shop after you. Yeah, okay.
Just
yeah.
all right.
5 minutes. Yeah. See you there.
Right. She goes down, and eventually you go down, and Darla's like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I fucked up your potion.
What do you mean?
I kept an eye on it and it boiled over, so I had to turn the fire off. You're gonna ruin my bar.
Oh no, that's fine if they boil, as long as they didn't spill or burn.
I don't know.
He goes to the potions and gathers everything.
Right. Well, don't leave your potions with someone who doesn't know how to make potions. I don't know what to tell you.
They weren't burning when I left.
No, you left and then not, soon after it started boiling over and then I turned it off. I don't know what happened.
No, that's fine. I just have to spend more money into this. It's fine. It's fine. He turns to the shopkeeper. It's fine.
Right.
Have your breakfast. As he kind of cleans up his mess.
As you clean up your mess, and there's breakfast brought up for the little one. She's sitting at a table, with him. They have their breakfast. Titus and Annelisse. You start making your way, north, south. Where are you going?
Annelisse wants to head back to try and grab her loot, and Titus will accompany her as far as the woods there, but go into the opposite side of the woods.
Okay. So you're eventually splitting off.
Well, good luck with your game hunting.
Yeah, good luck with whatever you're doing in those woods that I recognize but am not going to say because then I do not have plausible deniability that you are going into said woods.
That is fine, and that is why I, of course, would not tell you any plan that I am doing, because that way you do not know about any plan.
Right. If I were to say wait here by the side of the road in a given time frame, how many hours would you need?
That sounds like yes. So hypothetically, probably maybe not very long, like 3 hours, maybe like I don't know. Depends if things go well. If things go well, then like I don't know, like 3-4 hours. If they don't go well, I might be back sooner.
Okay. Well, I'll come back here every 2 hours or so, just to hang out and smoke because I don't want to start a forest fire.
Okay, that sounds like a very good plan. Don't want to start fires in the forest. And if things don't go well, I'll come back, I'll wait, and then I might just be like, yo, going to head back to the
Oh,
inn.
You know what? Titus will walk over to a tree and get some chalk and just put an X over it. If you do head home, just make an arrow towards town.
That's a smart idea. Okay, plus I was like pretty confident that I was never going to find this spot again, so that's a good idea.
If I haven't said it before, welcome to the team, Annelisse. It is a joy to have you here, and good hunting. And he will offer his hand to her for a handshake.
She will lean over and take his hand. Thank you for welcoming me.
Be safe, please.
You too. I'll be fine.
I hear that a lot. And he'll like unshoulder his bow and just walk into the woods.
Okay. Let's start with Titus. Titus, what is your goal here?
Generally hunting game so that he can make some money.
Okay. Let's see. I have things to do here. So I'm going to want you to roll me survival to track. Okay. You have hunted before and have done this for a while with your skills, and you get low. You blend yourself into the surrounding areas, and you start looking for signs of deer, boars, other game. And you are out for about 30-45 minutes. You don't notice any tracks. And you come across some hoof prints at one point, cloven prints at this point, really. And you're like, okay, I'm getting closer. I know where this is. You keep moving slowly, hiding yourself in the bushes behind the trees. And as you think you're about to find something, you hear a noise. The tracks are gone.
Well, shite. I should have took Peanut. They're so good at fleshing out pheasant.
Do you want to take another hour to try?
Yeah, he said he'll return back to the post every 2 hours, so...
Roll me again.
What is this? Downtime activities?
Ah.
Haha. Hey, that's a dirty 20. Kind reminder
Dirty
to all of our
20.
players to refresh any hero points you spend. Annelisse and Lucy have 2.
Yes. So
I think Annelisse spent theirs.
I spent mine. I only have
Okay.
one. Yep.
Yeah. So you'll start with 1. As you take a moment to resituate yourself, see where the sun is shining, where the shadows are laying, you stop and to hear. And you hear noises to your left, further away from you, further from the main path. where you came from. And you're, again, get low. Get low, sorry. The ADHD is real. You start walking at about half your speed, slowly stalking. You find more tracks. These ones are larger, different than the ones you were originally following. And you can tell you're pretty sure you've gotten the trail of the boar. And what we're gonna do is my, thing loads. So as you're tracking, you are still feeling in from the day before. Physically, you are feeling a bit better, especially after that shot that Darla gave you. But you remember, with all the things that's going on, with all the information, remember times when you went hunting with Marcella, with their family, and her with yours. Kind of like a pastime for you two when you were out at family gatherings. And there's that sadness in the back of your mind again. Quickly you snap out of it after you hear a snap of a large twig. And you hear the of a boar off in the distance, searching for its own food. You see this big brownish black body. It's a pretty sizable one. What do you do?
Instinctively, Titus ducks even lower into a brush and pulls back his bowstring, aiming it right at the vitals where he knows the boar, where the weakest point in the boar's thick hide is. Empties his lungs of all of the air so that his shot is steady. Kind of thinks, deja vu. When did this happen again? Right, it was out in the forests of Ilrun, and we were on horseback, and he, just lets the arrow fly.
All right. Roll and attack.
That is a 27 to hit.
A 27 definitely hits. Please, roll me some damage.
Yeah. How high is that over their AC? Because if I do crit, I deal an extra d6.
That is 9 over their AC. Just shy of 1.
I'm saddened.
5.
5. Well, that doesn't make sense. Unless it already factored in my strength.
Are you using your
bonus?
hunting bow?
Yeah.
Hunter's bow?
It should factor in my strength. 5 damage.
5 damage. Do you want to add your strength modifier to that then?
Yeah, so it'll be 6, but okay. I'll figure out what's going on there.
So you let go. The memory, as you steady your arrow, hitting for the vital, and the memory of when was the last time I did this, and you're thinking and remembering, and your aim slowly shifts, and you let the arrow fly, and you hit your target. But as you hit, you hear a loud squeal, and this boar starts running and charging around the woods. And after a moment of not sure where it's going, it locks eyes with you and charges at you. And you see the boar moving its foot, readying itself with its tusk shining in the light that's coming in through the trees. And let's see if it hits. It's going to do a tusk attack on you. Does a 25 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So against. So it sees you and it charges in all its fury. Your arrow's still sticking out of it, and it comes at you, just breaking through any brush and low-hanging branches, and it hits you square in the abdomen, and you take 11 points of damage. As part of its tusk is buried on your side.
Goody goody gumdrops.
What do you do?
Oh boy. Titus will take a moment to try and get some distance from said boar.
Mm-hmm.
He'll put his back to a tree,
Mm-hmm.
and use an action to fire another arrow to instigate it.
Okay.
But I would also like to ready another action to essentially scramble up into the tree as the boar charges to make the boar hit their head on the tree.
You have 3 actions. You can reload and hit with 1, and you can use your last action to go up into the tree, should you wish.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm gonna re-roll that one.
You definitely can.
What was your roll?
Negative. It was a natural 1 for a 12. So, Titus is not having a great day. 23, which is
23
less
definitely
than
hits.
27. For 6 points of damage.
6
7
points of damage.
because of strength. What?
7. Okay, so okay. You hit it, and you see that your arrow now strikes truer to the center of this boar. And you ready your arrow and let it fly, and it hits the other side of it. And another loud squeal happens as it is moving, crazed, angry, hurt. And you climb up the tree. Roll me climbing. I believe that is going to be athletics. If I am not. Yes. Athletics.
If I were to make it more cinematic, could I make it acrobatics?
Sure. Just narrate how you make it more cinematic.
In Titus's closed hand before he fired the arrow, there are 2. He fires 1 arrow at the boar and then 1 arrow up into the tree. There is a rope that flies up with it and embeds itself.
Mm-hmm. Bless you.
Thank you. And Titus wraps an arm around the rope and begins to pull himself up, essentially how those aerialists do. They spin it around their bodies to quickly.
Yeah, you learned from Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay. You pull yourself up. 29 expertly. You've spent a lot of time watching Lucy.
Spent a lot of time training with Lucy.
Spent a lot of time training with Lucy. And you picked up on those neat tricks to make it up quicker and faster, and with a little flourish. And as the boar rears back again to strike, you're able to just have it miss you, and it hits itself against the trunk of the tree. It kind of falls over for a minute, confused, and you almost feel the echo of hands on your shoulder, and a familiar voice of Marcella. Remember, Val. Breathe. Take in a breath. Exhale and shoot.
Might have been better than me with a blade, but I am miles ahead of you with a bow.
Roll an attack. And you can have vanish on it.
Yay. 21. Another one. Jesus.
Titus.
21. You study your aim. A cockiness to it, as you swear you can hear the faint chuckle of her fade in the distance. And you breathe. And as you exhale, the arrow strikes true. And the boar drops. And your game has been hunted.
There's almost a look of remorse. Like, yeah, I just hunted game, but that brought back a really hurtful memory. Not in like oof, owie, just like the sad happy.
Bittersweet.
Thank you for taking the mind words and making them reasonable.
That's what I'm here for.
Titus reaches up and undoes the rope arrow from where it had landed and hops down from the tree. Oddly enough, he's a lot stronger than his D&D counterpart, so he can actually lift this boar onto his shoulders.
Yeah. You take your arrows out. They're relatively undamaged, so you can put them back in your quiver. Tie them up. You bring this boar, put it on your back, and you start making your way back with your prize. Annelisse. You leave where you and Titus broke paths. And I would like to make me a survival roll to see if you can find your way back to this hideout.
Okay. Let's do that. Survival. Okay, rolling it, and that. Okay, that was a natural 1 for a 7.
Everybody go get physical dice.
You can get physical dice should you wish. You also have a hero point should you wish to use it.
I did not want to use that hero point so early, but you know what? It's going to happen. So we're going to use that hero point.
We have about 20 minutes left in the game, and you will regain it next game. I think you are fine.
That's the thing. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Let's re-roll that. Let's, okay, survival. Let's click that button again. That is 19.
Much better. A 19 is much better. You start heading to your left, off the trail in a completely different direction. And as you're about to take a step that way, you're like, no. The trees look different. And then you take a step the other direction. And you make your way. And you're like, oh yeah, no, I know what this is. And oh yeah, there was an owl there last time. And eventually you see a small break in the clearing. And you, let me move this to the hideout, just for funsies. Sorry, Boundary's just being a little slow for me, so.
It's okay. I like how you know that Annelisse would use owls as like landmark points in her travels, because that's definitely something she does.
Listen, it's fine. But anyway, you find yourself on the path that you know leads to the main doorway. Right now, you don't see any guards in front. You don't really see anyone at the moment.
Okay. Shit, this is how far I got my planning. Okay, so she's going to she is kind of wanting to keep a bit of an eye out. She is looking for the guard that she spoke to before, because I mean she's pretty sure that she can get her on side. So what she's going to do is I can see that this sort of building is surrounded by trees and foliage. She's going to try and really stealthily make her way through here, looking for like windows and things so that she can try and pinpoint this guard so she can send her message.
Go ahead and roll me stealth.
Okay. Okay, that is a 21.
A 21. With a 21, you are able to give me one second. You are able to kind of merge yourself into the trees again. You find just the right shade of autumn orange tree that matches your hair. Okay? And you kind of stick yourself to it and you walk around the place. You start heading out this way to your current right, where you know of the main entryway, where you know there is a little living space. You see windows, and you do see a few figures. And roll me a perception check.
Okay. Okay, so that is a 25 for perception.
Okay, 25 for perception. As you are sneaking past the windows, you see two people. One is a half orcish woman, more on the human side than the orcish side, but she has a slight green tint of her skin. And walking past her into another room, to the back of like over here to the back of the building, you see the familiar face of the person you were fighting. They have blonde, like hay color blonde hair that is pulled back and braided long down their back. The sides are shaven and you see tattoos on the side of her head. She's got golden tan skin, and you can see her walking past the door and making her way into a room as you lose sight of her. But you do also notice there's a window to that room.
Annelisse is going to sort of clock which room she's going into. And she's going to kind of like shuffle her way around, still hugging the autumn tone trees around her, and make her way over to that window. And as she can catch in and catch sight, first of all, does it look like she's alone?
She does look like she's alone. It looks like she's just sitting to eat at like a large table.
Perfect. Annelisse is going to cast message. And shit, what's she going to say?
I don't know, you tell me.
I hope that's how the message starts, honestly. Shit, what do I say?
Hello there. Do not be alarmed. It is just me by myself. I wondered if you would maybe like to meet me somewhere. Just two of us. I am outside. I am going to head to the spot where we first had a conversation. I hope to see you soon. You can reply to this message, by the way.
Reading the rules, and I believe they do have to see you to reply. But
if you look out the window, you can see me. Then you can reply to this message.
You start mouthing the words, and you see her head pop up, and there's a confused look on her face, as if trying to figure out who the hell is talking to her. And towards the last bit, she looks out the window and sees you, and her look gets even more confused, and she says, "Oh, right. Yeah, I'll meet you in the trees. If you come in here, you'll probably get hit." Right. And you see her just kind of taking a cup of coffee with her as she stands up, confused as she looks at you, and leaves the room. And as you follow her, almost at the same side, just on the outside, just seeing as she walks, right? She says something to this other thief. And they just nod. It's a quick, brief conversation, and she eventually makes her way out. And you make your way over here. You see her look around for a moment, and look between the trees. Do you make yourself more seen, or do you wish to keep stealthing?
I'll wait a little bit. If it looks like she looks a wee bit confused, then I'll make myself a bit more seen and
Well,
just sort of like.
let me
move to
roll
her.
for her. I need to roll rolls. Okay, she's looking around for a moment, and she kind of passes by where you're at, and then her face turns back to you, and she takes a moment to realize that you're there, and she looks around, and then just makes her way over to the trees. And you see her, and she kind of leans against the tree with a cup of coffee in her hand. She sips it. Hi.
Hello. You did not tell anyone else in there that I was here?
No, I just said I was going to pop out for a moment. You are confusing.
How so?
Well, if it were me, I would not try to go back to a place where I almost got murdered the night before.
That is true, but you know, life is a wee bit boring if we just do what's kind of expected. And I don't know, I enjoyed my time with you. Not the threatening you part. I am very sorry about that. A full disclosure, I was never actually going to hurt you. Just so you know.
So it's not the threatening part that you enjoy, the part where you hurt me, or that I hurt you while we were fighting?
Now I think about it, which part did I enjoy more?
I quite enjoyed
No,
the
I'm
threatening
joking.
part.
I'm joking. Okay.
I quite enjoyed the threatening part, so.
See? I thought you may enjoy some of it.
Let me do this. No, that's not what I wanted. Show the players. That is her. So she stands there with some armor that she's put together, and you see she has these kind of light blue, light honey colored eyes as she's leaning, sipping her coffee still. If I may ask what you are doing here?
First of all, if I may ask you something,
Go ahead.
what may I call you?
You can call me Vi.
Vi? It's lovely to meet you, Vi. My
What
name
may
is
I call you?
Annelisse.
It's a nice name.
Thank you. So what does it take for someone like you to end up working in a place like this?
A lot of shitty situations, I will say.
Yes, there are many shitty situations out there at the minute.
What does it take for someone like you to end up coming back to a place that she almost got murdered, to talk to the person that was fighting her in secret, if I may ask?
What do you mean by someone like me?
Pretty.
Ah, so you think I'm pretty?
Oh, very.
Well, maybe. I also thought you were that pretty.
I quite like the look when you were trying to hit me with your weapon. It was quite
Oh,
nice.
you did. Oh,
Yeah.
I've been working on that look, like in the mirror, like trying to get that right sort of, like between the fear and the scary, like I'm going to kill you, but also that whole like maybe I'm not going to kill you, you know?
Like a
Did I
tease,
pull it off?
Yeah, you did actually. It was pretty nice. It takes a skill, training to do that.
Certainly does.
Yeah.
How long can you be away before they start sending out search party?
They don't really care. As long as I come back.
In that case, why don't you take a walk with me? I feel slightly on edge, near the place where I was almost killed, like you keep bringing up.
Yeah, I will say if you're trying to get me away so that other friends can come in and try to like do the same thing, whatever it is that you were trying to do yesterday, it may not work. Just putting that out there.
I don't know where my friends are right now. I probably shouldn't have said that. I have
Probably.
no idea where they are.
You are a very interesting person.
Yes. So, you coming?
Depends. And she'll start walking next to you. And I think as you start taking that walk, that's where we'll end off.
Awesome. All right, everybody. We are going to be heading out into our after show. As always, if you're a member of our Discord server, you can ask those questions that you have for us in a seat at the table. Anything you'd like to know, we'll be filming our after show after this and posting it as a audio cast on our Patreon. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining us for tonight's episode of Nexus Adventures. Don't forget to leave us a review on your podcast platform of choice. It really helps our show grow. Anthony was played by Jen. Annelisse was played by Robyn. Lucy was played by Sarah Roberts. Titus was played by RJ. Your GM tonight was Alyssa Vamp. Check out our show notes for cast info and links to the Hype Goblins affiliate sponsors. Codes provided will help further support the show as we purchase new Pathfinder content for the GM and cast. If you'd like to join us for our Patreon-only after show, visit patreon.com/thehypegoblin. This show and others like it are made possible by the generous support of our patrons.